Greetings, everybody. Once again, welcome to Holy Ground, where there are two or more that are gathered in His name. You and me make two. So, just between you and me, we have holy ground. Welcome back. Boy, wonderful. This is going to be maybe a 3-part video, because I have another topic as well, which maybe I can cover in a short aspect. My friends, the Calvinists. I've got to tell you, it all hinges down to really the interpretation of one verse. There is one pivotal verse, crucial verse in Scripture that we always end up coming right back to. It's the focal point. No man can come to the Father unless the Spirit draws them. Boy, that is a powerful verse. It really is. And it can be very, very wrongly misinterpreted. It is probably one of the most misinterpreted and misunderstood scriptures in all of the Bible. And how you can build an entire doctrine on one scripture, I don't know. But I need to ask, for those of you that are into basketball, you're out here watching basketball, what draws you to basketball? What is there that draws you to want to turn on to the sports channel and sit and watch two teams play a game? What is it that draws you? Right now, it's hockey, the Stanley Cup. Right now, that's one of the hottest topics that my son comes home every night from work, where he's working at, and first thing he does, he turns on the TV and he tries to catch up on the Stanley Cup. What is there about hockey that draws him? What is it about hockey that draws him? The same thing goes for you college football players and college football fans. That when the football season comes around, everybody's talking about college football. What is it about college football that draws you? What is it about NASCAR that draws you? If you were to take the Calvinists' viewpoint, the Calvinist interpretation of this verse, and say that no one can come to the Father unless the Spirit draws them, and you took that same application, you would have a testimony from everybody that's watching hockey. Now, I can understand it with hockey, and maybe with rugby or English football, which is soccer, where they want to take that interpretation and say, hey, I'm a soccer fan because one night when I was at home having dinner, a bunch of soccer players came into my living room, dragged me out of my house, and made me a soccer fan. They put me in the stands, and now under threat of being beaten to hell, I go every weekend to the soccer field and sit in the stands and watch them play soccer. Because soccer drew me. And hockey drew me. Yeah, them hockey players, the coach of the hockey team, came into your house, mugged you, dragged you out, and said, you will be in this stand shouting for my team every weekend. Ain't that right? It's a tragic thing. Happens in college football too. The college fraternities go out into the neighborhood, into the countryside, and they drag a bunch, 50, 60,000 screaming fans into Gator Stadium, so that the Gators can play in the swamp to a bunch of screaming fans, because they were drawn to college football. Isn't that how Calvinism works? Unless the Father draws you, unless the Father reaches out, grabs you, and pulls you to Him, you can't come to the Father. The Spirit has to grab you and drag you, no matter what you're doing at the time. It doesn't matter. You're just going to be dragged into being a Christian. Have it just forced upon you. Isn't that how it works? Or is there just something about the sport that catches your attention? The camaraderie. Maybe the reason you're so hot into sports is because you know people that are fans of those sports. Maybe your drinking buddies, maybe somebody at work, an old longtime friend. You've got something in common with them. You want to be a part of the crowd. It's something that's enjoyable to do on the weekends. And so it catches your interest. It gets your mind focused on it. And next thing you know, you're a raving soccer fan. You're a raving basketball fan. You're a fan because there was something that you saw in others that was appealing. There was something there that you saw that you were missing in your life. And you said to yourself, you know, that's something that's very interesting. I might actually enjoy some of that. I need to check that out and see what it's about. I'm sitting at home doing nothing on a Saturday afternoon. The work is piling up. What better excuse than to be able to turn on the television Saturday afternoon and pick up a college bowl game? That's the draw. And it's that same draw with Christianity. And Christianity used to have that draw. God used to be able to bring that draw to people. Because people out here would see Christians interacting with each other. They would see the lifestyle of the Christian. They would see how happy the Christians are. And you know what? They saw something that they liked. They saw something that they said, I need that. I want that. It was something that was appealing. They saw opportunity to be a part of something. Nowadays, Christian numbers are dwindling. The churches are losing membership right and left. Why? Because instead of being appealing, instead of being something that you can draw somebody, give them something that they hunger for. And Jesus, did He not promise that his word was sown out in the world and it would not come back void. The one thing that I'm out here teaching every day is the word of Jesus Christ. The words in the red letters. I'm hanging both hands firmly onto the words that were spoken by Jesus. And know those words do not come back empty. If anything, the Spirit of God draws Calvinists to me. Because every time I start talking about my Jesus, they come out of the woodwork. We're saved by grace, not by works. Well, God bless you. My works are because of my faith, not because I'm wanting to be saved by them. I was saved at the cross 2,000 years ago. My works are because of my faith. I was created to do good works. If you're not doing good works, you're not in obedience to the will of God, because God created man for works. And if you're not doing works, you're not being in his will. And if you're not being in his will, then you're not saved. It's a catch-22.